Today we will be presenting our refocus bracelet. Um,
Prototype pitch.
Here's our group members. I'm Marcus Burnett, and then today we don't have Oliver Mufik with us. And then
And I'm Aiden Hodgin, and we also don't have Ellison Macharski with us today, but those are the 4 people in our group. Okay, so our project aims to be used by 1st through 5th grade students with and without learning disabilities who struggle to pay attention in class. And then often this causes them to be like continually reprimanded in front of their peers, which creates a sort of cycle. And then at a young age, a lot of students begin to feel like they're not as good at school at their peers because they're getting like yelled at. And this chips away at a child's self-esteem. And instead of curbing any inattentive behavior, it exacerbates it.
And students can also feel that they're stuck in a loop because they believe that their behavior is bad, and there's no way to really ensure them that their behavior isn't bad. So we decided to come up with our bracelet. This bracelet will be used for 1st through 5th graders that struggle with learning and paying attention. And this also focuses on the teachers as well to make their job easier when they have to refocus the class. The user impact, this will hopefully make classroom settings easier to manage and then easier to flow. It'll remove reprimanding their peers in front of the whole class, and then it'll remove cycles of public reproach and keep students engaged in public environments while also making the teacher's job easier.
Yeah, so the idea is to remove students from the cycle of public reproach. And then it should cause them to be less like humiliated in front of their peers, and then minimize the barriers that neurodiverse and easily distracted students currently face. And so then we did get some user input. So talk to some users to see like how that, if our idea is correct or is valid. So the first question we asked is, do you like it when your teacher tells you to be quiet or yells at you in front of your friends? And the answers were unanimously no, because it's bringing you out there and making you feel bad. And these were students, 1st through 5th grade students with learning disabilities. And the second one was, would you rather wear a bracelet that tells you to get focused, or would you rather be called out by your teacher in front of everyone? And every student we answered said they would rather wear a bracelet. And we also talked to a high school student with ADHD who was a former user, and he gave some really strong feedback and said that his teachers used to yell at him in front of the class, and he'd shut down, feel offended, and then wouldn't like his teacher and wouldn't try. And then some of the research said that also that when students decide they don't deserve criticism, shaming strategies fail and the chances of a workable relationship between the student and teacher fade.
Oh, this is your slide.
Oh, okay. So how this user input informed our design. First, we decided that we wanted to make a wearable device. Then we knew that we wanted to make it user-friendly for students and teachers. And third, we knew that it had to make students feel better about themselves, e.g. it can't feel like a punishment.
So some of the descriptions of our prototype, we wanted to be comfortable so that it didn't create further distractions within the classroom. We wanted it to be durable because we knew that elementary students were known for breaking things on accident, and something that's on the wrist can be easily breakable. So we wanted it to be durable, and we wanted to make it fully wireless to once again further remove distraction in the classroom, and it had to be user friendly. But along with comfortability, durability, wireless, and unobtrusive and discreet, it had to be easy for teachers and for the students to use within the classroom. And
yeah, so then we also extensively reviewed patents and existing devices, and we did find nothing like our bracelet. The most similar device we did found could vibrate to help students with ADHD stay focused, but it was timed, so it wasn't remotely operable, and thus differed fundamentally from our design goals. But this did affirm the direction we were going in, because it shows that this kind of like stimuli, like this neutral stimulus to redirect students is effective for students with ADHD or other learning disabilities.
so our solution was designed by first creating an app that would be easy for the teacher to use. it would contain almost all the students in the app, and it could be pressed at any moment just for any specific student, and it would send like a light vibration to their wrist, a light neutral vibration that wouldn't distract them further, but also give them a redirection back towards the classroom. And then we also had the wireless design, and we wanted to keep it compact, so it was also less of a distraction in the classroom.
Yeah, yeah. So we started with like the initial sketches and then moved to like a CAD model. So then this is kind of a list on the screen, as you can see, of the different prototypes. So the first prototype was a very vibration motor that we just held to a battery, and it's actually pictured on the left. But it wasn't remotely operable, so we moved to a prototype 2, which was a wired breadboard, which was remotely operable from the computer, but it didn't have Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, and it was too big. So then we moved to one that used Bluetooth, but then we found that Bluetooth only has 6 devices maximum, and it's not very reliable. So we moved to a Wi-Fi version. And our first prototype of that had no actual bracelet, it was just taped together. And then we moved to another one with an actual like 3D printed housing. And then we finally moved to one that was more refined and a better layout. So then here are some of the key features of our design. There's first a motor, that's number 7, that creates a neutral vibrating sensation. And from our own testing, it was very good at snapping you back to attention, but not extraordinarily distracting. And then there was the LiPo battery and charging circuit for long battery life and the ability to plug in and recharge. And it had and that's actually number 1, and then also 5 and 4. And then we had the actual board itself, number 6, the circuit board that let us use Wi-Fi with the app. And then we had a durable 3D printed plastic case to hold all the components, which is pictured on the bottom, right and center.
These key features addressed our design because all of these features can be fit within our 3D printed bracelet compartment, which you can see on the right. It is fairly small for the materials that we were able to access, and on a bigger scale, it could be scaled down even further. But with this design, it was pretty small and it was unobtrusive, and the vibration was just light enough to get your attention, but also bring you back to the classroom. It also replaced negative feedback with an individualized neutral sensation, which is what we were really aiming for. And then it was also easy for the teacher to use because you can just send the signal from the app, which we did test and worked. And it was designed for equity so that every student in the class could use it, despite having learning disabilities or not. And then it removed the verbal redirection, so no students were verbally reprimanded back into the classroom. And then that would remove the inequity in the classroom when people are verbally reprimanded.
Yeah, so often, this like negative attention that we get from yelling, like chips away at a child's self-esteem. And then their only input is negative attention created by the outburst. So by interfering with this in a private way, we can like remove it from this public humiliation kind of thing, and also increase the chances of a workable relationship with the teacher. So then some user feedback that we got throughout students and this project that helped us tailor the prototype to certain specifications are first that it must remove students from a cycle of public reproach and unnecessary behavior. It can't further distract students. It must be relatively affordable to purchase. Ours ended up being $28.51, and it can't have a negative association.
So here we have a video of our prototype demonstration that's about 30 seconds long.
Hi, so here's a quick demonstration of our prototype. As you can see, the green light is on, which means it's on, and all we have to do is go to the computer, which is completely wireless, and we just push it and it vibrates. And we can do the same thing on your phone, where if we go to the app, and it's available on iOS and Android, and we push the person's name, it vibrates just like that.
All right, and then we have that for you.
Hi.
And then we also got some user reactions. So the first one was coming from an anonymous elementary school special education teacher. And she said that coming from the perspective of a special ed teacher, she does see students getting discouraged if called out in front of their classmates. And if a distracted student's function of behavior is sensory, which means they're distracted by the environment, then this bracelet would be very helpful to redirect them back to their work. And it could also make these students more comfortable in their classes, as they would be called out less in front of their classmates. And then the anonymous former student said he thinks it's a great idea, and he wishes we'd invented it earlier so that he could have used it in elementary school, especially 5th grade.
And then to end it all off, we have a quote from one of our sources that's listed in the next few slides. And this quote states, "By being continually worn, promptly accessible, and unobtrusive, wearable devices are well suited to serve as an assistive technology, meeting the needs of users with diverse abilities." So this just says that our device would be a great solution to classrooms and removing discrepancies in the classroom, and then meeting the user's needs, such as the teacher and the student. Thank you.
And yeah, thank you so much.
And then quick flash of the works cited. All right.